Before I board this BAE 146 back to Liverpool, let's take a look around the upgraded scenery and see what changes Superspud has made to this airport. Hello Flight Sim fans and welcome to the Practically Geek channel. In this episode of the best free add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator, I've travelled to Devon in the United Kingdom to explore Exeter Airport by Superspud. You can download this scenery from flightsim.to and you've guessed it, it can be found in the description down below. If you do enjoy this video, please give it a massive like and please consider subscribing to the Practically Geek channel for more flight simulator and aviation content just like this.
United Tango Victor, Roger, runway 09, clear for takeoff, surface wind 150 degrees, 4 knots.
Runway 09, clear for takeoff, easy 93 Tango Victor.
Exeter Airport is located in the east of Devon, close to the city of Exeter. The airport has a Civil Aviation Authority public use aerodrome licence that allows flights for public transport of passengers or for flying instruction. The airport also offers both scheduled and holiday charters within the United Kingdom and Europe from airlines such as Ryanair, Aer Lingus, Skybus and Logan Air. Before we explore Superspud's freeware add-on, let's have a look around the default scenery for Exeter Airport. I do this to give you a good indication on just how much the airport has been changed once I've installed the add-on, but stay tuned as I will be also giving you a better look at this scenery in a split screen before and after presentation coming later in the video. Just off the A30 is the main terminal and apron of Exeter Airport. You know when a biro pen leaks in your pocket? Well, that's kind of what the aerial imagery looks like in the default scenery. Surrounding roads and bits of land all have this odd blue tint, and it seems the airport only lets people with blue, black or beige cars use their car parks. For the most part though, the default scenery is okay. Taking a look at various reference photos and maps in front of me of the aerodrome, I can see buildings like the hangars, sheds and admin huts all appear to be in the correct location and have the same similar shape and size to the real ones. The terminal and nearby hangar are a little bigger than their real life counterparts. That said, it is good to see the autogen getting the control tower placement correct, as it does actually protrude from the terminal building like this in real life. A cool little thing I found in the aerial imagery by the terminal building was this static red arrow. After a quick search, I discovered this was parked outside the airport for 2 weeks in the June of 2020. It was there to celebrate the RAF 100 centenary, marking the airport's long association with the RAF. Taxiways, aprons and the runway all seem to be correct and have the layout I'm currently seeing on Google Maps. Although reading through Superspud's description, it does appear the airport in default has, in his words, bizarre taxiways and aprons, which I just can't see while zooming around. But it is worth noting that this scenery first released in November 2020, so the UK World Update that followed may have fixed parts of this airport. In January of this year, Superspud released version 2.1 of this scenery, which adds in custom buildings and other improvements. It's great to see such a long changelog for an add-on, and I know from featuring his other add-ons on my channel before that this upgrade will be a substantial one. So after a year of improvements, what does Superspud's add-on look like now? Well, let's take a look around his Exeter Airport and see just how much he's improved this scenery. Welcome back to Exeter Airport here in the southwest of the United Kingdom. Before I board this BAE 146 back to Liverpool, let's take a look around the upgraded scenery and see what changes Superspud has made to this airport. A massive thanks to Kevin, one of my subscribers and viewers, for recommending this freeware to me. I've had a good few of you guys let me know about various add-ons to feature on my channel, so keep them coming and let me know in the comments if you have any others I should take a look at. Starting from above, we can see a huge improvement to the apron, taxiway and runway textures. The strange blue colouring in the roads and car parks has been fixed. The airport already looks more alive and less empty than it did before. While we don't get a full overhaul of this airport, we do get Superspud's crazy attention to detail, making use of his asset library, which can be installed from a separate download. We get a ton of extra ground clutter to make this scenery really stand out. Let's have a look around the north side of the airport before having a good snoop around the airside, terminal and main apron of Exeter Airport. Situated off taxiway Foxtrot, we have the Capital Air Charter Hangar and the National Police Air Service Building. Both have been custom modelled and include a highly detailed Eurocopter 145 sitting on its usable helicopter apron, which I think looks excellent. Next to that, we have the Exeter Flying School hangar. Again, Superspud has included a handcrafted model of the building with some static GA aircraft to make this area a bit more dense. Further along lies the fire training apron. Although this area doesn't replicate the one at Exeter, the changes that have been made are really good. In the default scenery, we had a few buildings and a solid grey bit of tarmac. Nothing really looked authentic. As you can see, Superspud has added in lots of objects, including more appropriate looking buildings, fuel tanks, containers, vehicles, and even the fire training aircraft. Continuing over the old runway 13 and 31, we can see even more ground clutter. The use of static elements like vans, airport buses, containers, skips, snowplows, the engine blast shield, and even these Flybe Dash 8 aircraft make this side of the airport now feel a lot more active than it did before. I do love extra bits of detailing within a scenery. The perimeter fence looks great, but the little touches like authentic landing lights and this enclosed area with the power unit inside really do make the difference when departing or arriving. Flying down taxiway Alpha, you can see the amazing work that has gone into the perimeter road and car park. The airport now accepting of anyone, whether their car is red, silver, yellow, grey or even maroon. But seriously, the whole stretch of road leading to the terminal entrance looks great. Airside along the fence, we see more detailing like aircraft containers, utility trucks, this aerial structure, and the sheltered area covering aircraft steps, luggage carts, and tug trucks. The car parks along the B3184 are fantastic. Quoting Superspud himself, he does have a deranged obsession with car parks, and he has run riot with these. With that said, I do appreciate the time it must take to create car parks for add-on sceneries. Sometimes they look bad, but as you can see here, the key is not to have all the cars all perfectly aligned and facing forward. Adding some variation, you end up with more realistic car parks like this. Moving towards the landside area of the terminal, we can see more custom buildings like the blue hangars. The larger of the two has real signage advertising Logan Air and Blue Islands. It's lovely to see the World War II statue has been included in this free add-on. Superspud has added in the pilot on his hexagonal plinth and the information boards, which although aren't readable are still pretty crisp and look great. The advertisement boards and entrance leading into the terminal have been modelled really well. The accompanying car park has been recreated to an excellent standard with lovely bits of detail like the red and white barriers, the attendant's cabin and the surrounding wall, which has a great level of weathering and dirt. As you may have guessed, the terminal looks great. The external modelling replicates the building as it appears at Exeter. I really like the different signs scattered along the front of the building. This Exeter Airport one in particular caught my eye for being fully 3D modelled and surrounded by the glass, which looks fantastic. On top of the terminal is the control tower, which has been custom made to match the real one. It may not be the tallest or most up-to-date tower in the world, but Superspud has done a great job of making it look exactly like the one here at the airport. He has even included the safety rail, aircon vents, and the Exeter sign all positioned correctly, and it just adds more overall realism in my opinion. Along taxiway Charlie there is more great details. Custom hangars and fencing make the aerodrome feel more restricted and not open for anyone to walk in. There's more ground clutter scattered about with a selection of different vehicles like vans, trucks, forklifts and fire engines. Before entering the runway, aircraft will pass two large hangars and this car park. Once again, Superspud has gone above and beyond, giving us a very detailed car park with a perimeter fence, lights and ground markings. The hangars are fantastic. They have been custom modelled to match the real ones with great texture work on the floors and hangar doors. The glass panels just below the roof look amazing. I am interested to see what these look like at night. In fact, let's do that right now. Roll back your watches and clocks to 1 AM and join me at Exeter Airport to check out the night lighting for this scenery. Just as I thought, the glass has been done to a really high standard, allowing the light to escape through each side of the hangar. We can also see over to the right the massive upgrade to the airside lighting at night. Let's take a look at the airport from above to see the rest of the night lighting improvements, and stay tuned as I will show you a split screen before and after presentation showing you the main upgrades to this freeware add-on. The biggest improvements Superspud has made is in the airside areas of Exeter Airport. In the default scenery, the main apron was pitch black, and the buildings surrounding the fire station were also draped in darkness, but now we get a much more realistic nighttime in and around the airport. The MPAS apron and building are illuminated nicely, so is the nearby Exeter Flying School hangar and the Fryer training apron. At the terminal and main apron we have a great selection of lighting that covers the area around it really well. Each building has some kind of illumination, whether it's a wall, security or faked interior light. The airport now looks 1,000 times better than it did before. Speaking of before, let's take a better look at this Freeware airport in split screen, showing you some of the main areas of Exeter in default and with Superspud scenery installed. I've included some night shots as well so you can see just how big the improvement is. Feel free to pause the video at any time so you can have a better look, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Exeter Airport from Superspud is available for free over on flightsim.to. A link for it can be found in the description down below, and don't forget to check out more from Superspud via his FlightSim profile. I featured a couple of his add-ons on my channel, including fantastic recreations of RAF Valley and Landsend Airport. I will drop a link for those in the top right of this video and in the description down below. Again, a massive thanks to Kevin for his recommendation. I really like this add-on, and once I've mastered the Just Flight 146, I will no doubt be doing some domestic flights from here to other UK airports. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a massive like, and please consider subscribing to the Practically Geek channel for more flight simulator and aviation content just like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon.